3:15 in the morning, eyes wide open, ceiling staring back at you. The house is quiet except for that refrigerator hum you never noticed during the day, but suddenly sounds like a freight train at night. You try to fall back asleep. You flip the pillow to the cool side. You rearrange the blankets. You count sheep. You count backwards from 100. You try to think about nothing, which of course makes you think about everything. And then you look at the clock again. 3:17. 2 minutes. That's all. It felt like an hour. If this sounds familiar, sit down. We need to talk. My name is Salvatore Benedetto. I've been waking up in the middle of the night for longer than most of you have been alive. Some of those nights were bad. Grief, worry, pain. But most of them were my body trying to tell me something I didn't understand. And here's what frustrates me. Nobody explains this to you. You go to the doctor, they say, it's just part of getting older. Your friends say, yeah, me too. What can you do? And so you accept it. You think this is just how it is now. Sleepless nights forever. But that's not true. There are reasons why your body wakes you up at 2, 3 in the morning. Real reasons. And once you understand them, you can actually do something about it. So let me give you 10 of them. Not medical jargon. I'm a cobbler, not a doctor. Just plain talk from someone who's been through it, who's watched dozens of friends go through it, and who finally figured out what works. Let's start with the one nobody talks about. Number 1, your stomach is working the night shift. Your body doesn't stop just because you're sleeping. In fact, some of the hardest work happens while you're supposed to be resting. Your liver, your digestive system, they're cleaning house between about 1 and 3 in the morning, processing everything you ate, filtering your blood, getting rid of toxins. But here's the problem. If you eat a big meal late at night, you're asking your body to do 2 jobs at once. Digest this heavy load and do the nightly cleanup. It can't do both well, so it wakes you up. I had a customer, Dominic Ferrero, ran a little restaurant on 3rd Avenue, who swore he had insomnia. Every night, 2:30, wide awake, couldn't figure it out. He tried everything. Pills, warm milk, meditation tapes. Then one day I asked him, Dominic, what time do you eat dinner? He laughed. Sona restaurant. I eat at 10 o'clock, sometimes 11 at night. There it was. His body was trying to sleep while his stomach was trying to process a plate of eggplant paragana. No wonder he couldn't rest. He started eating his big meal earlier, 6 o'clock instead of 10, and within 2 weeks, he was sleeping through the night. So here's what I want you to think about. When are you eating your last meal? If it's after 8 o'clock, your stomach is still working. When your body wants to rest, try moving dinner earlier. Eat lighter in the evening. Soup, salad, something that doesn't sit heavy. Give your digestive system a chance to finish before you go to bed. This alone fixes the problem for more people than you'd believe. Number 2, your blood sugar is crashing. Now, I'm not talking about diabetes here. I'm talking about something that happens to almost everybody, diabetic or not. Your brain runs on fuel, glucose, and it can't store any. It needs a steady supply all night long. So when you go to bed, whatever you ate in the evening is what your brain has to work with until morning. Here's what happens. You have dinner, maybe a little dessert, cookies, cake, ice cream, a glass of wine. Your blood sugar spikes. Feels good. You fall. Asleep fine. But a few hours later, that spike crashes. Your blood sugar drops and your brain panics. It needs fuel. It can't wait until morning, so it wakes you up. And you don't just wake up peacefully. You wake up with your heart racing, maybe sweating, maybe anxious, for no reason you can explain. Maybe anxious for no reason you can explain. You lie there thinking something's wrong. Something's terribly wrong, when really your brain is just saying, feed me. My wife, Gloria, God rest her soul, she used to have terrible nights. She'd wake up at 2 in the morning, heart pounding, convinced something was wrong. She thought it was anxiety, thought maybe she was losing her mind. Then her doctor mentioned blood sugar, suggested she try eating a small snack before bed. Not sugar, but something with protein and fat, handful of almonds, piece of cheese, spoonful of peanut butter. She tried it, and within a week, those panicked wake-ups stopped. So if you're waking up with your heart racing, feeling anxious or restless, look at what you're eating in the evening. Cut out the sweets before bed. No cookies, no ice cream, no wine right before sleep. Instead, have something that releases energy slowly. Nuts, yogurt, a small piece of cheese. Give your brain steady fuel and it won't have to wake you up in a panic. Number 3, your body remembers something ancient. This one fascinated me when I first learned about it. For most of human history, people didn't sleep the way we think they should. They didn't lie down at 10 and wake up at 6 in one long stretch. They slept in 2 parts. First sleep, then a wakeful period in the middle of the night, then second sleep. Our ancestors would go to bed when the sun went down, sleep for 4 or 5 hours, then wake up naturally, not because something was wrong, but because that was the rhythm. They'd tend the fire, check on the animals, pray, talk quietly with family, and then after an H or 2, they'd go back to sleep until morning. This was normal for thousands of years. The 8-hour uninterrupted sleep we all think we need. That's actually the weird thing. That only became standard in the last couple hundred years after electric lights changed everything. But our bodies, they still remember the old way. So when you wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning, it might not be because something's wrong. It might be because your body is echoing a rhythm that's been inside humans for tens of thousands of years. My grandmother in Napoli, I barely remember her, but my father used to tell stories. She called this time L'ora del Leia, the watching hour. She said it was when the veil between worlds was thinnest, when you could hear what God was trying to tell you. I don't know about thin veils, but I do know that fighting this wake up makes it worse. The more you panic, the more you stress about not sleeping, the longer you stay awake. So here's what I want you to try. The next time you wake up at 2 in the morning, don't fight it. Don't look at the clock and calculate how much sleep you're losing. Don't lie there getting more and more frustrated. Instead, accept it. Your body remembers something ancient. This is your watching hour. Keep the lights low. Don't reach for your phone. That bright light will make everything worse. Just lie there quietly. Breathe slowly. Let your mind wander. Think about the people you love, the things you're grateful for. Most of the time, if you don't fight it, you'll drift back to sleep within an hour, and that second sleep, it's often the deepest, most restful sleep of the night. Number 4, your bladder is crying wolf. All right, let's talk about the bathroom. Here's what most people think. I woke up because I had to pee. But here's what's often really happening. You woke up first, and then your bladder noticed you were awake and said, well, since you're up, as we get older, our bladders get more sensitive. They don't hold as much, and they send signals at the slightest pressure, signals that feel urgent even when they're not. I call this the crying wolf bladder. It keeps telling you there's an emergency when really it's just being dramatic. I had a neighbor, Frank Battaglia, who got up 4 times a night. 4 times every 2 hours like clockwork. He was exhausted. His wife was exhausted. They hadn't slept in the same bed for years because he kept waking her up. When I asked about it, he told me he was drinking a big glass of water right before bed. Got to stay hydrated, yes. Sure, you've got to stay hydrated, but not at midnight. Your body doesn't need that much water while you're sleeping. All you're doing is filling up a tank that's going to need emptying at 3 in the morning. Frank started drinking his water earlier. Plenty during the day, tapering off after dinner, nothing after 8 o'clock. His 4 bathroom trips became 1, sometimes 0. So here's what I want you to do. Pay attention to your evening liquids. Drink plenty of water, but do it before dinner. After that, slow down. Small sips, not big glasses. No caffeine afternoon. Coffee and tea are both diuretics, meaning they make you pee more, And here's another trick. Before you go to bed, go to the bathroom twice. Once when you start getting ready for bed, and again right before you lie down. Empty that tank completely. Your bladder will have less to complain about at 2 a.m. number 5. Your worries come out at night. Have you noticed how problems feel 10 times bigger in the middle of the night? During the day, you can handle things. You've got perspective. You can tell yourself, it's not that bad. I'll figure it out. But at 2 in the morning, that same problem feels insurmountable. Your mind races. You catastrophize. You imagine the worst possible outcomes for every little thing. This isn't weakness, it's biology. During the day, the rational part of your brain is in charge. It keeps things in perspective. But at night, that rational part goes to sleep, and your emotional brain, the part that feels fear and worry, it stays awake. So when you wake up at 2 a.m., your emotional brain is running the show without supervision. It's like leaving a toddler in charge of a company. Everything becomes an emergency. My sister Rosa, she lived with us for years, helped raise my children. She used to call these her pensardinate, night thoughts. She said they were liars. Yes, she'd tell me, never believe what your brain tells you at 3 o'clock in the morning. Wait until sunrise. The same problem will look different in daylight. She was right. She was always right. So here's what I want you to do. Keep a notebook by your bed. When you wake up with racing thoughts, write them down. Just a few words. Worried about the bills? Need to call the doctor? Thinking about what I said to Michael? Writing it down does something magical. It takes the worry out of your head and puts it somewhere else. Your brain thinks, okay, it's recorded. I don't have to keep spinning on this. And then in the morning, look at what you wrote. 9 times out of 10, it'll seem smaller, manageable. The daylight version of your brain will say, what was I so worried about? That's because your night brain lies. Never trust it completely. Number 6, you're too hot or too cold. This one sounds simple, but it's more complicated than you'd think. Your body temperature naturally drops at night. Now, their big temperature naturally drops at night. It's part of the sleep cycle, and if your bedroom is too warm, your body can't cool down properly, and you wake up. But here's the thing. As we get older, our internal thermostat gets less reliable. We don't regulate temperature as well as we used to. So, you fall asleep comfortable and wake up drenched in sweat, or you might wake up freezing even though the room temperature hasn't changed. I remember one summer, must have been 1998, Gloria and I were fighting about the air conditioning every single night. She was hot, I was cold. She wanted it at 68, I wanted it at 74. We couldn't agree. Finally, she bought me an extra blanket. You bundle up, she said, and leave my air conditioning alone. Problem solved. We both slept better. Sometimes the answer isn't finding the perfect temperature, it's giving each person what they need. So here's what I want you to think about. What's your bedroom temperature? Experts say somewhere between 65 and 68 degrees is ideal for sleep, cooler than most people think, but you might need it warmer or cooler depending on your body. Experiment. Try different temperatures. Get a fan if you run hot. Get an extra blanket if you run cold. And pay attention to your bedding. Some materials trap heat, some breathe better. If you're waking up sweaty or shivering, your body is telling you something. Listen. Number 7, your medications are working against you. This one's important, and almost nobody thinks about it. A lot of common medications, blood pressure pills, certain heart medications, antidepressants, even some pain relievers can mess with your sleep. Some of them are diuretics, meaning they make you pee more. Some of them can cause insomnia directly. Some of them give you weird dreams that wake you up. I'm not telling you to stop taking your medications. Don't do that. But I am telling you to ask questions. Talk to your doctor. Ask, could any of these be affecting my sleep? Ask if there's a different time of day you could take them. Ask if there are alternatives. My friend Vincent Carlucci was on a blood pressure medication that had him up 3 times a night. His doctor switched him to a different TT1. Same effect on his blood pressure, but without the midnight bathroom trips. He didn't even know that was an option until he asked. So, here's what I want you to do. Make a list of every medication you take. Include the over-the-counter stuff too. Allergy pills, pain relievers, supplements. Then look each one up. Does it list insomnia or frequent urination as a side effect? If it does, talk to your doctor. There might be a simple fix. Number 8, you're in pain. You're in pain. Even if you don't realize it, sometimes we wake up and don't know why. We're not worried. We don't need the bathroom. We're not too hot or too cold. We're just awake. Often it's pain. Low pain that you've gotten so used to during the day that you don't even notice it anymore. But at night, when everything else is quiet, your body finally gets your attention. Arthritis, a stiff back, sore hips from the way you're sleeping, that shoulder that's been bothering you for months. During the day, you're distracted, you're moving around, doing things, not paying attention to the aches. But at 2 a.m., there's nothing else to focus on. My hands, I've got arthritis from decades of stitching leather. During the day, I barely notice anymore. But at night, sometimes they throb enough to wake me. Took me years to make the connection. So, Here's what I want you to do. Pay attention to your body when you wake up. Where do you feel tension? What hurts? What's stiff? Sometimes the fix is simple: a different pillow that supports your neck better, a mattress topper that cushions your hips, sleeping on your back instead of your side, or vice versa. And if the pain is serious, address it. Don't just accept it. See a doctor, see a physical therapist, do something. Pain that wakes you up every night is telling you something needs attention. Number 9, your bedroom isn't dark enough or quiet enough. This one seems obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people don't think about it. As we get older, our sleep gets lighter. Things that wouldn't have bothered us at 30, a little light from the street, the hum of a neighbor's air conditioner, can be enough to pull us out of sleep at 60 or 70. When Gloria and I moved to our last apartment, I couldn't sleep for weeks. Couldn't figure out why. Finally realized it was the street light outside our window. Not bright, just a faint orange glow, but it was enough. Got blackout curtain. Problem solved. So, here's what I want you to do. Look at your bedroom with fresh eyes. Is there light coming in from a street light, a hallway, an alarm clock with a bright display? Get blackout curtains. Cover the clock. Make it dark. Really dark. Is there noise? A ticking clock? A dripping faucet? Traffic outside? Try a white noise machine or a fan. Something that creates a steady background hum. Your bedroom should be a cave, dark, cool, quiet. If it's not, fix it. Number 10, you stop giving your body a reason to be tired. This last one is the hardest to hear, but it might be the most important. When you were working, your body got tired naturally. You moved around. You used energy. By the end of the day, sleep came easy because you'd earned it. But now, maybe you're retired. Maybe you're not as active as you used to be. Maybe your days are quieter, slower, and your body isn't tired enough to sleep deeply through the night. I've seen this happen to so many people. They retire, they slow down, and suddenly they can't sleep. They think something's wrong, but nothing's wrong. They just stop wearing themselves out. After I stopped working full time, I made myself a rule. Every single day I have to do something physical. Doesn't have to be much. I'll walk around the block some stretches, working in the garden when I still had one. Something to tell my body we did. Work today. We earned our rest. So, here's what I want you to think about. Are you moving enough? Not training for a marathon, just moving, using your body, getting your heart rate up a little. If your days are mostly sitting, watching TV, reading, playing on the computer, your body doesn't know it's supposed to be tired at night. Give it a reason. Walk, garden, Do chair exercises, something. The better you sleep isn't just about what happens at night, it's about what happens during the day. I'm 106 years old. I've had more sleepless nights than I can count. Some of them were unavoidable. Grief does what grief does, and pain doesn't ask permission. But a lot of them I could have fixed if I'd known what I was dealing with. If someone had explained it to me instead of just saying that part of getting older doesn't mean accepting bad sleep. It means paying closer attention to what your body is telling you and being willing to make changes. So tonight, when you go to bed, think about what we talked about. Eat earlier. Skip the late night sugar. Keep a notebook for your worries. Check your medications. Make your room darker, cooler, quieter, and move during the day so your body knows it earned its rest. You don't have to accept 2 o'clock wake ups as your new normal. Your body isn't broken, it's talking. Now you know how to listen, sleep well,